Alright, ready to battle round 2 against Zhong Yi. This is an interesting hand. It's a little bit slow, but we can get off an early anticipate and have some early interaction. Anticipate can help us dig towards some things. Evolving Wilds. Interesting one. We'll play the Lumbering Falls tapped here. Then our plan is to play Botanical Sanctum on turn 2, and then maybe an Ether Hub on turn 3. Probably want to get the hub out of the way first. So that's Evolving Wilds, Attune with Ether for an island. So it might be against 4-color Saheeli or something of that ilk again. But run out of the Ether Hub. Original Zendikar. Full arts there. Whirler Virtuoso. So this is probably 3-color Saheeli. 4-color Saheeli even. Attune could get us a mountain, but Horribly Rai could deal one of the early plays. So we'll go for the Horribly Rai. So they can make one Fopter in a moment. Okay, let's just take our chance to resolve Dynavolt Tower now, because I've kind of found that with Dynavolt Tower, you just want to take the chance to resolve it when you can. Because as long as they don't have a way to deal with it straight away, which they tend not to game on, you can slowly take things over. Chandra. That's a bit of a worrying one. Maybe should have kept up mana for Negate. So this is 4-color Saheeli again, as judged by the exiled Saheeli. Okay, so we can cast Harness Lightning here at the cost of an energy, but deal with this. I only get one thing out of it, and we'll go up to 4 energy afterwards, I think. We'll go up to 3 and then spend 3, so. Oh no, we go down to 0 even. Maths. No, go down to 6. So we can counter the next thing they play, and eventually we can start pinging down this Chandra. Because we should be able to counter pretty much anything here. So there's a Saheeli, right? Are they going to cast it? They are, so let's negate that, and as long as they don't have Dispel, we're in pretty good shape. Takes up to 4 energy. Opponent hitting all their land drops. Servant of the Conduit. We'll take one from this Falter. So we could try and ping Chandra now. Take Chandra down to 3. The odds of us getting 5 energy. Well, with an RB around a negate and a disallow probably. So let's try and take down this Chandra now. Because based on what we are going to have access to, I feel like we can with 2 counter spells in hand. One thing I'm noticing about this deck is the mana does seem a little worrying. Not sure if I want all these Lumbering Falls. Oath of Nissa is something I'll try and counter as well. Ooh, let's not use energy for that. Oath of Nissa could give them some decent selection. Yeah, we just want to tick up our tower here and slow him down as much as possible. A Tomb of Ether. So ideally we want to try and nab a Felidar Guardian or a Rogue Refiner here. I go for the Plains. Play a Game Trail tapped. No creature coming out so far. Glimmer's a pretty handy one. I mean, hopefully we don't have to counter anything, and we get to resolve it unfettered. Doesn't seem like that's going to be likely though. Chandra's going to ping us again. Oath of Chandra. I'm kind of happy for Oath of Chandra to resolve. I think they anticipated that. So we're going to go down to 7 here. I'm keeping Servant of the Conduit back, maybe scared of Lumbering Falls. That works for me. Nothing at end step. I think we've got to try and resolve the Glimmer. Doesn't get countered. I don't want either of those. Rogue Refiner, Aether Hub I do. Natural Obsolescence isn't a great draw. So we're at 7 energy. I mean, Could play a Rogue Refiner. That brings us up to 9 energy and we get to draw a card. And that would leave us with 4 mana for Horribly Rhymed Natural Obsolescence, because we can Natural Obsolescence this and get the energy off it. It's unlikely we're going to have any other targets in this deck as well. Blue. Green. Yep. Don't want to use a Spire Bluff Canal because we can bluff having red mana. What do we draw? Another Rogue Refiner, so that's handy. Let's see what our opponent tries to do. Nothing. I wonder what our opponent has in hand. Could be like another Challenger or something, to be honest, which wouldn't be ideal. There's an Oath of Challenger, so that's going to take out the Rogue Refiner. That's also going to deal 2 to us. End of turn. This Challenger is going to deal 2 to us, so we're going to go to 7 and then 5. Unless they cast whatever this is. Could disallow this. Don't think I'm going to, though. Let's see what they find off it. World Virtuoso. So hopefully they go to cast that. We horribly right. Natural Obsolescence this Fopter. Gonna Natural Obsolescence this Fopter anyway. Because then that's enough to deal with Challenger. Just attacking with Servant of the Conduit by the looks of it. We're going to be going down to 5. So yeah, let's Natural Obsolescence this Fopter. That's going to give us enough energy to deal with Challenger. Here comes World of Virtuoso. Yep. So we're ticking up the energy because we can have another shot at stuff next turn as well with the Rogue Refiner. Tap Spire Bluff Canal. So we're going to untap. Let's deal with this now. Play another Rogue Refiner. Holding up Disallow mana. Have we played a land this turn? No. So let's attune. Get an island. Play the island. So we've got a Disallow up to stop anything massively big. The tower is beginning to stack up. Harness Lightning, I'm going to let that happen because we can deal with Servant of the Conduit and I'm happy to take 1 extra hit. I'd rather save our Disallow if they try and play like another Challenger or like a Nissa Vital Force or something. But the Servant isn't going to be a threat. I did absolutely nothing. And is it possible to just have nothing going on? Doesn't feel likely. Now I get to keep up Disallow and Shield Day for Thief, so that's quite nice if they try and remove stuff again. Although another Dynavoult's tempting. Another Dynavolt is tempting, but I'm going to play this safe, because it could be that their hand's just full of removal, and Shield Day Thief could come in handy because we start drawing cards. This could be Felidar Guardian. Yep, you can have Felidar Guardian. Blink Oath of Nissa. Yeah, it's not great, but we can counter whatever they find off it. If I were them, I would have blinked Oath of Challenger. They found another Felidar Guardian. So the hand is Felidar Guardian and 1 other. The Guardians are annoying, but they're not the end of the world. Now they might try and fail our Guardian for Chandra. Let's try and flash in Shield Day for Thief. Let's just start taking out creatures. He could attack and then try and dink Fair Guardian afterwards. But for now, I'm going to play the first Direbolt Tower first in case they try to remove it. We want to disallow it or something. This way we get to hold up a Glimmer end of turn as well. Feeling fairly safe behind the Shielded Aether Thief. Yep, let's just take this out now. This I will disallow. Looks like our opponent F6'd. See if they've got a counter response to that. They don't. Okay, we're getting towards the point now where we can just start pinging them as well. They're not presenting any threat. Another Aether Thief's nice. Still want to kind of Glimmer end of turn. Certainly the Conduit is fine. It's annoying because it blocks Rogue Refiner, but I'll have to live with that. Let's try and resolve a Glimmer. 4 energy. Maybe 6 energy. Let's keep both of those. Start taking these out. Just because it's easier to clear the way with our own Rogue Refiner. I think I could play Torrential Gearhulk here. It's got protection from pretty much everything. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm going to keep up the Gearhulk just because it offers us a fair bit of versatility. The tune's going to give us enough energy for a while. We don't need the greenness of playing a third tower. No, I'll get a mountain. End of turn, I'll probably Torrential Gearhulk for a Glimmer because we've got 5/8 and then some pings. Nahiri. And they haven't shown us any counter spells, so I feel fairly safe in trying to counter this. Let's use Negate. Because Disallow might have other uses later. That's going to take us up to 10 energy. Cool, sideboards. Okay. Another 4-colour Saheeli deck, so Natural Obsolescence can come out again. Negate's the best catch-all. This is more Planeswalker oriented, it seems. They might take out the removal, so Will of Virtuoso. We can't take out ours because they might keep Virtuoso in. I want to keep in the shocks as well. Aether Thief could come in handy. Disallow's a bit. Disallow's tricky because, like, if you want to do a counterspell war, it can be quite awkward. I think you take it out. Glimmer stay. Rogue Refiners might. No, they're kind of handy stumbling blocks for them. Might take out one Harness Lightning because it can't hit the combo, whereas Shock and Incendiary Flow can. But we can play the more controlling game here. And I think the key for us is resolving these Direbolt Towers. And it's tricky because, well, as we saw in the 4-colour game, we can just get beaten down. And Virtuoso should hopefully help with that. But we'll see how it goes. This hand is not great. It's a tricky one because with any land I think it's okay. With Dynavolt, well, If you hit a green land, it's fine. I mean, on the draw, feels like there are better sixes. This could go very badly wrong. Oh god, this deck doesn't mulligan well. Can't keep this. Can't keep that. No lands. I'll keep this. As far as fours go, maybe you keep. Maybe I mulligan too aggressively on that, but like, it just feels if you don't hit a land that's green, that hand can go very wrong very quickly. Here we've got some early interaction. Anticipate could be quite handy if it finds a Dynavolt. So let's see what this is. Guess they're weighing up playing Saheeli. Might be trying to go for the early combo. Rogue Refiner, I'm just going to Harness Lightning now. Need to buy time. It would be nice to have had our own Rogue Refiner there. If Anticipate can dig us to a green source, that might be nice. But that's really what I'm looking for, is a green source. Another Rogue Refiner? Well, that wouldn't be ideal. Opponents hit their fourth land. Servant of the Conduit. The question is, do you shock that or not? Because the mana ramp aspect isn't massive at this point, to be honest. It's slow, but I think we take the Botanical Sanctum. Okay, Negate's not a bad one there, because that could buy us some time against an early big play. They decide to tap out for a Nahiri or something like that. That could be quite nice. But yeah, I think Servant taking them from 4 to 6 isn't a massive deal here. Watching them cast a 6-drop. Tireless Tracker. That is something I will shock, because that's just going to take things over otherwise. And that's just too hard for us to deal with. The other thing is, like, the main big threats they can play that's really tricky for us, we can either remove or we could just negate. Torrential Gearhulk. Let's play the Rogue Refiner. Just need to get things going a bit. Hopefully find an untapped land so we can hold up negate. Not quite. But we're getting close to Torrential Gearhulk. Only draws a card. So, I mean, we're still not in great shape, but I don't think we're by any means out of this yet. And I think the advantage we have over 4-color Saheeli decks is, if I recall correctly, 4-color Saheeli decks don't tend to run Torrential Gearhulk. And that puts us in a really good spot. But we could just be getting comboed out here. I don't think we could have a red source. Which makes me think that we're not. Yeah, because we're like, Whirl of Virtuoso. Yeah, we get to play Whirl of Virtuoso and hold up. Negate, so that's not a bad draw. That was kind of like a no-value Guardian. Maybe they've got Saheeli now and can protect it. I mean, we've got to see what we can do. If they've got a negate for our negate, then we lose. And looks like that's what's happening. Yep. Almost want to bring in like Radiant Flames in these matchups. Clearly, Feast still seems fine. Maybe Horribly Rise a little too. Like on the play, probably don't want that. Maybe want Dispels for the counter wars. Let's try that. We're experimenting. Can't keep that. That we can keep. Getting increasingly worried about this mana base. And we'll start off with Botanical Sanctum and get an island, because we need double blue for stuff. But yeah, this mana base seems to be a little on the shonky side, unfortunately. Like, it only runs 21 lands. For a deck that feels like it can be quite mana hungry. Let's play Mountain in case we need to play Incendiary Flow. If they tap out here, that would be nice, because we can resolve Dynavolt and hopefully have it stick. A nice thing you'd want to have after that is an attune. So let's see if we get to untap with our Dynavolt Tower. Because everything runs sideboard cards that deal with artifacts. And ideally I'd rather play it up and protect it, but yeah, it felt like we had a window, so as long as I don't have a natural state off this servant, could be in a decent spot. Ideally would like to find a Glimmer of Genius. So there's our first Dynavolt trigger. This time I will get another island because it's what we're going to use the most. We can't, well, we can still double bluff. We can still bluff double blue here. But I'm going to play an Aether Hub because if that means we go to 8 energy, and then if we Incendiary Flow, we go up to another tower trigger. Possibly I should have bolted down the Servant here because it's actually fixing them for red and white. Well, never mind that. I mean, we are getting close to Torrential Gearhulk mana. Let's see what we get here. Getting attacked for 5. So, say I do this and then they play a Saheeli. Saheeli goes to 4. We're down to 3 energy, but we can Incendiary Flow and kill Saheeli. So, let's kill the Rogue Refiner. They've got 6 cards still. Another Rogue Refiner. Kind of beating us in the card draw stakes. Another Dynavolt Tower though. This is one way we can wrest control of things. If we do that, Incendiary Flow this. Go to 7 energy, which means we can interrupt the combo at instant speed as well. Plus they don't have a planes at the moment. I do have 7 cards. Unfortunately we don't have any instants to flashback with Torrential Gearhulk. Because this, again, I feel like this, from what I remember, this deck doesn't run a way to counter Torrential Gearhulk. The question is whether we want to do it for no value or not. Because they can harness lightning it down if we can't protect it. Tireless Tracker. That I'm going to ping down. I mean, this is the problem, is like, they've kind of already got us in card advantage because they've played 2 Rogue Refiners. Feels like we should just deal with this now. Because that Tireless Tracker can run away with things. But yeah, they've kind of got 3 cards over on us and they're on the draw to begin with. Also have a potentially unlimited supply of energy at this point. Shock's not a bad one. So Shock will tip us into another Dynavolt Tower activation, and then we've got Torrential Gearhulk to flash that back for the next turn. Tapped Botanical Sanctum. They've got an Aether Hub now, so there's no advantage taking out Servant, so they can't fix. So up to 6 energy, Rogue Refiner down. I'm going to take 2. They can leave up to like a counter spell and the clue. Yep. Keep getting ahead of us on cards. I really want to find like a Glimmer or something. Because at the moment they have no counter spells up. Botanical Sanctum was not it. The question is, I mean we probably just flash in. I mean, do flash in Torrential Gearhulk now? While it can resolve? Again, I'm pretty sure these decks don't run away to counter it. So we might be able to just get a twofer by flashing it in, blocking one, shocking the other. And then we ask them the question whether they can deal with Torrential Gearhulk. It also puts us on to 10 energy, so we get a couple pings out of it. But yeah, Glimmer of Genius, that is the card we are looking for. Let's see if they attack with both. They do. So let's hope I'm right about these decks not having a way to counter this, otherwise I'm going to look pretty silly for not doing that when they were tapped out. Not liking the pause they've made. Normally the play that happens here is that these decks, like, sometimes decks run like a one-off confirmed suspicions, and they get 3 clues and they counter your spell, and it's just like, oh my god. Well, it resolved, so... Shock down Rogue Refiner. Opponent hasn't shown a Harness Lightning for the Gear Hulk yet, or something of that ilk. I mean, I would imagine they would. I imagine they would have like kept removal in, like a Harness Lightning, knowing that we would have played. What do you call it? Oh god, knowing that we played 2 creatures in the last game. Elder Deep Fiend. So they're going to tap our 2 Dynavolt towers. This seems fine, because we can just double bolt that Deep Fiend. Plus Torrential Gear Hulk blocks it. Are they going to get in for 2 off it, I guess? I guess what they might be planning to do is Harness Lightning our Torrential Gear Hulk. So I'm going to do this now. Because hopefully we get to Glimmer and find the gate, so if they try and do that, we can say no. I'll keep Dispel. I'm also going to keep Whirl of Virtuoso. And yeah, I'm just going to do this now so they can't emerge the Deep Fiend into another Deep Fiend. Am I going to attack? I think I am. I think I want to put the pressure on the opponent now. Because we're going to stack up these triggers. Gear Hulk is a very big clock in itself. And Virtuoso can start really being annoying, just like, it's hard for them to race the Virtuoso, we can just keep putting out Thopters if need be. So let's see what the opponent's got. The main thing I'm worried about here is, like, some decks run it, I know all the Team of Tower decks run it, is not Whirl of Virtuoso, sorry, Confiscation Coup, and they could just steal our Gear Hulk, but they've played their 4th Rogue Refiner. So we're still drowning in card advantage. I mean, these guys are kind of card advantage, but we're drowning in it. Saheeli is not ideal. I guess if they're gonna, let's see if they try. Yeah, they're gonna try and race. So although we are taking 5 here, so maybe we have to ease off on Torrential Gear Hulk attacks. What's the last card? Another Servant of the Conduit. So they're gonna try and take us down and just race us. So we're gonna, well, I don't know what the reasoning for playing the other Servant was there. Because we get to whack down Saheeli. Well, Saheeli can only scry, but I think I still have to take Saheeli down here. They have 3 attackers. We've got a Dispel and a Negate, likely allowing us to Dynavolt down something else. It's getting tense. And the worry for me is they still have 5 cards up. Felidar Guardian. That's annoying. And this is the problem, like, these Rogue Refiners have drawn so many cards for them. They've drawn at least 6 cards over us at this point. Well, we've had the Glimmer, and I guess these occasionally count as Lightning Bolts, but still. Okay, so we get to negate Saheeli. So they don't get to combo off. Are they going to have a Dispel? And they have a Negate. Oh, we also have a Dispel. Question is, we have lots of energy now. What do we want to do with it? I could have left the Saheeli up because we can deal with the triggers, but best not to let it resolve. I do feel happy taking out a rogue refiner here. Never heard of Virtuoso, it's not bad. Gives us another trigger. Like the thing I want to see most is a torrential Gearhulk, really. So let's see. Worst case scenario. We're going up to 10 energy. If we attack, they can go down to 10, and then they really have to start respecting us because we can start pinging them down pretty quickly. Worst case scenario, they play another Saheeli. They make a copy of fella. Well, that's the worst case scenario. They play Saheeli. I think we want to put the pressure on. Okay, so they are now in jump block mode. So I guess it depends what their last two cards are. Hello. Opponent does nothing. Not going to ping anything yet. Lumbering Falls, like if we were going to draw a land, Lumbering Falls was the land to draw. Because it can attack. It does get blocked by Third Eye Guardian, but it can attack. Opponent played an Inspiring Vantage last turn, so they bricked on that draw. So I just want to always keep up enough energy to deal with the Saheeli combo twice, in case of disallow. So I'm happy just putting them down here. I should have activated Lumbering Falls there. Okay, so that's the Third Eye Guardian down. Not going to play the Spire Bluff Canal because I want to at least bluff the chance I've got something. Oh, and I just concede. Well, didn't expect to win off the Malta 5, but I'll take it. Let's see if we get something that isn't Saheeli combo next turn.